for in and around your home.
Kitchens, baths, windows, doors, pools, spas, solar, landscape, and more.
Cooking seminars all weekend.
Meet the area's elite contractors.
Hundreds of new products, thousands of great ideas.
Free admission and parking.
The Ocala Home Show, 2 days only, this Saturday and Sunday at the World Equestrian Center. Free admission.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks on a very important Tuesday. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. Galen Unall from Life South joins us on the phone lines as he does every morning. Thanks to the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and Just Ship. Galen, it's a joyous Tuesday morning, 2022, and I promise you, you don't even know why.
All right. Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Last year on this Tuesday, not this date, the date was actually the 23rd of March, which is tomorrow, but it was a Tuesday. Last year on a Tuesday, March 23rd, so 364 days ago, you woke up to the realization that you were doing a radio show with Joe Martone. Because I was being wheeled into surgery to have my back fused.
Oh, wow. There you go.
That was this Tuesday in March last year. Seems like it was a lot longer than that.
Sure does.
Back's in good shape, though. Back's in good shape. Heart, weight, legs, mind, screwed. But the back's in good shape.
Congratulations.
And
1 year anniversary.
Yeah, so 1 year anniversary. Look, that was the most excruciating pain I've ever went through in my life, pal. I promise you. And I've been through some pain, but nothing like that. If you have to get your back fused, make sure that's the last make sure that's the last thing, that there's no other options. Because it ain't fun. The recovery is not fun. But I'm recovered, and now I have to go and change and admit something else. The rumors of Galen Unall's demise have been highly overstated. I say that by knowing that as I look this morning, a barrel of crude oil is at $1.15.50. A barrel of WTI crude is $111.60. Brent crude is $115.50, which means since last Friday, oil has jumped $20 a barrel. Back up, going up. Gas prices this morning at the pumps, I saw the stations that were $3.89 yesterday are back to $4.19 this morning. Galen, I may have called it too early. You may be right yet.
Well, and again, the longer this thing drags out with Russia, the more and more people will cut it off.
Well, now the whole Eastern Union is talking about refusing Russian oil, and that's Russia's biggest. That's who Russia supplies is the European Union.
That's correct. And if China decides they're going to not pick up that slack of oil, the price could double here. So, and I'm really glad I bought in and bought more shares so I could, lower down my ratio. I forget the term. So I'm in really good shape. I'm up right now on oil.
Well, somebody said, and maybe I'm not smart enough to understand this, so I'll ask you because you did go to Flagler College after all. So
that's right. That's right.
Maybe I'm not smart enough to understand this, but they say that Joe Biden, his administration, cannot affect global oil prices the way that we want to say he can by opening up reservoirs and letting drilling happen and everything. If more oil is put into the market, if the U.S. drills and gets more oil and puts more oil into the market, can't they affect the price worldwide?
Well, technically, from a purist standpoint, they are correct. Joe Biden has no control over oil. But you got to remember, oil is a traded commodity, right? So it's investors and speculators like what I did. They're buying it or selling it based on what they believe the value to be. So when
the value is going to be in the future.
Correct. When they say that, when I hear that, I'm like, yes, you are technically correct. The truth is that if Biden were to say, all right, we're going to have to start helping ourselves here, I'm going to release some more of our federal lands to be drilled. I'm going to open up some more opportunities for drilling. The market would react to that, right? Just the same way the market reacts to when the Federal Reserve messes with the
interest rate. Just the same as the market is reacting that the EU may deny Russia access to them now.
Sure. So, yes, technically, that Biden can't mess with oil, but we all know that's not the truth because all you have to do is look at what it was trading when Trump was in office. And I heard this state, and then there was this huge argument. So if Biden said, I am going to move forward with the Keystone Pipeline, the cost of oil would drop by like $5 a barrel instantly. And they're like, oh, that's not true. I'm like, oh, it's definitely true. Because if you're going to approve it, that means it's going to get done. That means oil is going to be able to get cheaper to the processing, right, to the gas pumps. It makes it simpler, right? And therefore, it's going to be cheaper. So
I mean, it would have to be.
I mean, he can have, of course. And they believe that if you did the pipeline, the cost of gas would go down pretty dramatically over the next 5 to 7 years. Yes, it will take 5 years, they think, to finish. But the whole time, the cost of gas, because it's getting that oil directly to the refinery, would become cheaper and cheaper as the days go on.
Well, I
assuming no other outside changes. So, but that's the fact. I mean, you're again, if you believe in that climate change is imminent, right, and that you can impact the climate by using less oil, I don't believe there's any real facts to back that up. Anytime you show me a scientific paper that says it, all I have to do is go and look at where the research is coming from, and I understand that research itself is a little flawed and tilted against oil. Oil is it's a natural product. And as we've talked about,
that is not a non-renewable, by the way, because anytime
Correct.
You put anything in the ground and the pressure, the gravity of the earth, and the pressure of the ground, and it devolves and rots and goes away, it creates oil.
Again, we've had this discussion a million times. All these developing countries, if they had the amount of oil we would, they wouldn't be developed anymore. They'd be the Middle East.
100%.
They could just throw money at everything.
They create their own golf tour.
Here.
They'd create their own golf tour.
That's right. We haven't more oil than the Middle East.
Yes.
So I'm always surprised when and
we
again,
have more oil in Texas and Colorado than the Middle East.
Absolutely. We need to talk about that. More. Speaking of Colorado, did you see that article I sent you yesterday?
I did.
Last night?
I did.
Man, I figured you'd love that.
Yeah, it was when I read it, I was like, I know why he sent this to me. But
there's a quote in there with the not everybody should get participation trophies.
Exactly.
Man, I think Tom Schmidt said that.
Not everybody should get participation trophies. What Galen is talking about is there's a move in Colorado, in a school district in Colorado. Well, let's get into it after the break. We'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Tell you what. The company of Dumas and Dumas are saying in Colorado. We'll talk about that next on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you suffering from neck, back, or leg pain? Go Green CBD Store can help you with holistic, all-natural, lab-tested products that help with pain, stress, anxiety, inflammation, PTSD, and so much more. We stock smokable products, gummies, chocolate, coffee, tea, even pain cream. Yes, we even have treats and oils for your dogs or cats. Go Green CBD is located in the Paddock Mall in the center court. We're open every day. Come in today for a free sample.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant, a true New York-style diner in Ocala. Try our breakfast special of 2 eggs served with home fries or hash browns and toast for just $4.49. We have an all-you-can-eat catfish special daily for $14.99, and Thursday through Sunday we have prime rib. Happy hour for food starts at 2 p.m. The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant is located at 5400 Southwest College Road in the Heathbrook Commons Plaza. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We will see you soon.
New arrivals and new savings are waiting for you at Blockers Furniture. With over 80,000 square feet of the best selection and best prices you can find on furniture, mattresses, home accents, accessories, and more. And with new trucks arriving weekly, Blockers has the best available in-stock selection. Unlike many other furniture companies that will have you waiting for months to get what you want or need, come see everything that Blockers has to offer. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, next to Hobby Lobby.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Tuesday, when Galen and I went to break, Galen, from Life South joins us, brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and JustShip.net. Galen, when we went to break, we were talking about the law offices of Dumas and Dumas, or the school board district of Dumas and Dumas, and what they were planning on doing. And it was not about participation trophies for sports. It was that they're thinking, or they want to do away, or they have done away with, valedictorians, because in the words of the school district, education is not a competition. You shouldn't make the average feel like they're less just because they can't achieve what the brightest and smartest are achieving. And so we're going to do away with that so everybody feels equal. Communism much?
Yeah, they're basically doing away with the class ranking. But at the same time, and so when I read in the article, I'm like, this is silly. At the same time, they're still going to have honor corps. But, and then I read in the comments, because the comments are always the best.
They're always the best.
They're going to try and give every student at least a cord so that they feel part of the program.
Yes.
I mean, come on. What are we doing? I'm sorry. At some point in your life, you're going to have to compete for something.
A job or something?
I mean, we've already if you think about it, we've already taken it away from like up to 5th grade. There is, and part of me is okay with that.
No,
right?
It goes well into Little League. Little League, everybody's got to play. Right. That's 12,
Correct.
13 years old.
Correct. Well, Little League goes to about 11, and then you get into Babe Ruth.
Well, no, Little League goes all the way up. As long as you're not 13 before a certain date, you can play.
Sure.
You can be 13 and play in the World Series, the Little League World Series.
Sure.
12 is the cutoff. You got to be 12.
Sure.
You can't be older than 12 by a certain date.
Absolutely. All right. So, but at some point, these kids are going to have to compete. And by the way, you have to compete in college.
Have to.
Because there are internships, or you want to go to med school or get a job.
You got to compete to get in college.
Your field. Absolutely. I'm amazed by this, but this is where society wants us to go, right? You said communism. They probably call it more like socialism, and they want everybody to be equal all the time in everything. Right? I'm like, this is terrible. You're a better trivia player than me.
Yes.
But in their world, that's wrong. That's wrong. And we should both be equal at trivia.
I don't want an equal back doctor a year ago. I want the best back doctor in Marion County or in this area a year ago. I don't want I don't want just the anybody, because everybody's equal. So whoever's up next, that's the back doctor you get. No.
What they want to do is lower the ceiling for people and raise the floor for people. Guess what? When you lower the ceiling, you lower the floor. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't want the best mechanic to work on my car. Just give me whoever's up next. No. And if he doesn't tighten the lug nuts enough on my tire and I die, well, at least he's equal to every other mechanic.
Sure. Right. I mean, but that's every aspect of our life. We're no longer striving for greatness. We're just going, look, average is good. Average is your friend. But that's our school system, right? And to a large capacity, and we've talked about it a lot. We're just trying to get these kids through.
We teach down to the lesser of the group we teach down to, and the better of the group just has to deal with it. It's been that way since I remember when I was in school in Florida. We had I came back and forth with my mom and dad, divorced and everything, so came back and forth. My 10th grade year at West Nassau High School, we had 10A, 10B, 10C, 10D. 10A were the, advanced placement kids. 10B were the kids that were just below advanced placement. 10C was average, and 10D were the kids who needed remedial stuff. Okay? And we were classed. We were put in classes according to that classification. Well, they did away with that. And then they started putting the kids that needed remedial in the same Algebra 2 classes, because Algebra 2 was what took me 11th grade. Well, these kids were failing miserably because they had no concept of Algebra 2. And they said, yeah, but that's a good thing because it exposes them. And that's when all this started in the early 80s where they did away with those class systems and everything. And mind you, I understand why they did that. You don't want people to think they're D kids all the time. But there's got to be a time where the cream of the crop rises to the top and everybody understands this group has a little more than everybody else. There was a reason that I spent nights, hours writing, doing my cursive writing and everything in Catholic school because handwriting was a class and I wanted to make straight A's. So if I wanted to make straight A's, the chicken scratch I was writing wasn't going to cut it. So I spent hours doing cursive writing so I could get an A in a class.
Yeah, and everybody knows who the smartest kids in the class are. Everybody knows.
It's not even close. You know within the first 5 minutes of every class.
Right. And again, the fact that you're going to somehow change that, everybody in this school district, in this high school, knows who the valedictorian is supposed to be. Right? And by the way, that valedictorian probably worked harder than 98% of the other students.
That's how they became valedictorian.
Correct. Now, Vanguard's got, I think they're going to have 36.
The Vanguard has 117. Vanguard has 293 graduating in its class. They're giving out 292 valedictorians.
It's not far off. But and they made the decision, and they explained this when you go through IV. We're like, well, you can't differentiate. They all made straight A's. So this is how we determine it, and they all did it. So what are we supposed to do? Give them all valedictorians? I'm okay with that. Yeah, and the parents of them were all okay with that.
Well, if they earned a 5.0 or whatever, yeah, they end a 5.0 or something, and there's 17 of them. 17 of them need to get recognized for that 5.0.
Sure, you probably didn't even know there was a VIP section of the livestock pavilion.
I always thought that where they sat me back behind where the bulls are kept was VIP. That's what they tell me. It's not very good sight line. Not very good sight line. You can hear better than see, but still, I was told that was VIP.
Man, it's so great. Everybody else has theirs out at the World Equestrian Center.
Not Vanguard.
Vanguard Livestock Pavilion.
Well, it's walking distance. It's walking distance.
That's correct.
Not everybody can get to the World Equestrian Center, pal, but they can get the Vanguard faithful can get to the Livestock Pavilion.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah, so
great place to people watch.
Hey, I don't know where you're going to come down on this next subject. We got about 2 minutes, so I'm not going to get into it till after the break. But something is in the process of being torn down or has been torn down, and it's not setting well with some people. And it didn't set well with me 4 years ago when you knew that the ultimate goal was to do something with that building. And to tear it down really aggravates me, but we'll get into that after the break. But just know that it involves Jim Henningsen. We'll just leave it at that till we get back from the break. Because Jim Henningsen's he's not high on my list and hasn't been for a few years now because of how he handled the exodus of indoor sports at CF. But now we got a whole different issue. And my money, your money, and everybody's money in the county, I'm seeing it go to waste, and I'm a little aggravated. So we'll talk about that next with Galen Unall from Life South. He joins us every day, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and JustShip.net. We'll be right back after this short timeout with Galen Unall on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's Supreme Court confirmation hearings kicked off Monday with Republican lawmakers vowing not to turn it into a circus like the Democrats have over the last 3 nominations and eventual confirmations.
If I am confirmed, I commit to you that I will work productively to support and defend the Constitution and this grand experiment of American democracy that has endured over these past 246 years.
The hearing will continue in Washington in about an hour, as the confirmation hearings will run the rest of the week. The Urban Institute is reporting U.S. wages are increasing, but not nearly enough to keep up with the soaring costs of inflation. Low-income households are likely to feel the squeeze the most. The U.S. inflation rate reached nearly 8% in February. USA Radio News.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Hey folks, are you looking for some ideas or just plain advice for your garden this spring? Here's an idea. Bring a photo of your plants to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, where they've got the experts with all the right solutions. The design work is free, and the plants are the best you can buy at truly inflation-fighting prices. This week, you'll see Crown of Thorns, Kalanchoe, Christmas Cactus, African Violets, Rex Begonia, Bromeliads, and many more. The list is just too long. Prices start as low as $4.99 on your favorites, including the big 4-pack of jumbo veggies. Remember, you buy a tree at one low price, you get a second tree at half price. Only at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. They're on Southeast 38th Street, open daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place for going on 70 years.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
It's bow time. Ever taste something so good you just get hooked? Like the Bojangler, the only fish sandwich splashed with Bo's famous seasoning. So we're having a fish fry, Bojangle style, spicing up premium fish fillets with the good stuff and slathering them with melty cheese and tangy tartar sauce to hook your taste buds with just one bite. Reel in a Bojangler today, only at Bojangles.
Catch the Bojangler at 4828 Southwest College Road here in Ocala.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club-style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Tuesday, Galen Unall from Life South joins us thanks to good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions, give Palm Garden a call, 352-854-6262. Of course, family-owned and operated Penn Flooring deserves some thanks as well. They've been serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. They owe every bit of their success to their unrivaled customer service. They're knowledgeable in all types of flooring applications, including commercial and residential. Go see their showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala, or give them a call at 352-351-3420. And JustShip.net, new opening of a brick and mortar coming soon to 811 Magnolia. So now not only can you make an appointment for Just Ship to come pick your item up, but if you're out and about and want to drop your item off, you have that option as well. Go to JustShip.net for more information. Galen, I know that you were a big fan of Coach Tim Ryan. I was, you were. If you knew Coach Ryan and you weren't a big fan of his, that was a you problem, not a Coach Ryan problem. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah. Just a great guy.
Great guy. And brought a national championship.
To the next level.
And brought a national championship to this town while getting kids to the next level.
Yeah.
Great program.
And that was, I think, the big part of it.
Great program, but it was done away with 4 years ago. Jim Henningsen, which is his MO. If you go back and look at the other community colleges he's been at, athletics take a back seat to academics at a Jim Henningsen presidented school. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to do that, nothing wrong with that. So he did away with the indoor sports programs, and that caused quite an uproar from people around the area. But he also, before that, had quietly done away with the cosmetology school. He had done away with a bunch of the trade school, body shop, a bunch of the trade school stuff he had done away with to try to make it more of an academia college than a community college. And those were done in very nice brick buildings and everything that he tore those buildings down. Well, lo and behold, he wanted to become a more nursing oriented and everything, which is fine. We're in a nursing shortage. So now he comes to find out the trustees of the hospitals and all go, look, you're not producing enough nurses for us every year. We need more, and if you're not going to produce it, we're going to have to give our dollars to somebody who can produce it, like, say, Rasmussen or something. You never know where their money may go. Well, Jim Henningsen found that he was in a building shortage because he had tore those brick buildings down that would have been perfectly okay to use as classrooms. So then he takes an eye and looks at the gym. Now, the gym, because it's not being used, could have been converted. As big as that gym was, you could have made a lot of classrooms and offices in that gym. I mean, am I missing something here? That was a big gym, a big facility for a community college. So it could have been converted.
It was, yeah.
And it was recently, within the last 5 or 6 years, it had been renovated. $3 million renovation on top of what it cost to build the thing when it was originally built. Well, that was our tax dollars. $3 million of our tax money went to renovate that gym. Well, all that's in the dumpster now because he tore the gym down to make way to build some buildings now for the nursing program. Why did he have to tear the gym down? Why couldn't he have reconfigured the gym or something? Why do you have to tear the body shop buildings down and the cosmetology buildings? I mean, is this guy just wasting my tax dollar?
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. I mean, he's gone kind of unchecked. Every idea he's had, he's been able to move forward. That board of trustees apparently think he's great.
Well, the board of trustees say all those decisions are his and his alone.
Correct. Oh, yeah. And he's gone unchecked, and no one else really can check him. I mean, it's not like the city council or the county has any any
No.
say in it. And so the Board of Trustees, and by the way, he selects the members of the Board of Trustees because they're voted on by that same board. And that's kind of where we're at. I knew you were going to be upset about it, but there's
there's absolutely nothing we can do.
Thing you can do.
Exactly.
Nothing. Nothing. And I did. We were talking about this, but the problem is, it's either a good problem or a bad problem, depending on how you look at it. Most of these students that are going to this school are not from Marion County.
No.
They're going to be going to this College of Nursing. They're coming from outside the county. Now, you may say, oh, that's a good thing. Okay. I thought the community college was to support
But
the
it's
community.
not. They will
And I
fast
guess
tell you
it
it's
is
not a
because
community
they're
college.
going to
They'll fast tell you it's
Yeah,
not a
that's-
community college. It is now a 4-year institution.
That's true. Yeah. And again, maybe I don't try to get worked up about those things because there's not a darn thing I can do about it.
Well,
DeSantis could, but I don't think he cares. He's too busy having a huge fight with the University of Florida. So, there's not a whole lot that can be done.
And that's my biggest grievance is we can complain about it, we can talk about it, we can put Facebook posts out about how much we don't like it. There's nothing that can be done about it. He has the autonomy to run that school the way he sees fit and the way the Board of Trustees see fit. And if the Board of Trustees give him carte blanche, there's nothing that can be done, folks. Nothing. And it's frustrating for people who have, the Chris Spears of the world, who've backed that program for 20 plus years. You would go to a basketball game, that gym would be full. That gym sat like 1,200, but a lot of times it would be.
Not always.
But it
Not
sat
always.
it sat 1,200. It, by the way, hosted the state tournament 3 years in a row, which was a big revenue boon for our economy. There was a lot to be said for that the gym and the athletic program, but it went away because he wanted a better nursing program, and he thought the dollars would be better spent there. Now you can argue one way or the other with that. But we talked yesterday that enrollment is directly tied at most universities to the success of their athletic programs. And we had literally one of the top 2 or 3 programs in the state of Florida in men's basketball, if not one of the top 2 or 3 programs in the country in men's college basketball.
Yeah, but nobody went to CF because of the basketball team. Come on,
Well,
you don't believe that? No one.
They may have heard of it because they may have heard of it.
No,
they may have heard of it.
No. Then the Ocala Star Banner barely covered it.
Well, that's because the Star Banner at that time had one sports writer.
Well, okay. Well,
That's a whole
be
different
realistic.
story about how they destroyed the Star Banner. That's a whole different story.
Well, the lack of people reading the paper destroyed the Ocala Star Banner. But again, I don't. No, basketball team had any impact at all on enrollment. I don't know what the enrollment levels are of CF, but I'm sure the basketball team had no impact.
Well, I promise you Marty Smith didn't have any impact. I went to high school with Marty.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Marty and I went to high school in Jacksonville together. I've known Marty since we were both snot-nosed kids causing troubles in the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
Marty's a good baseball
I like
coach.
him.
Marty's a good baseball coach.
He's a great baseball coach.
Marty's a good guy, good baseball coach. And was a cool kid in high school, too. He was one that accepted everybody. So, unlike me, I was a jackass. I was a jackass in high school. I'll be the first to admit it.
He carries himself as if he was the cool kid in high
He
school.
was the cool kid in high school. He was one of the cool kids. I was a complete jackass. I'll be the first one to admit that. First one. I was a middle linebacker that thought I should be violent in the hallways, wherever it was. It didn't matter to me. Didn't matter.
Sure.
I was that.
But
I was that one kid that
Go
was
ahead.
always the bad guy in the John Hughes movie. That was me.
Sure. There you go. All right.
Not much has changed, has it? Not much has changed.
Doesn't seem to have. But yeah, I the CF thing, they're going to do what they need to do. And if it gets more nurses and it can make it this shorted, that would be great.
So I'm looking at the Ocala Star Banner, thinking of the Ocala Star Banner. I'm looking at them, and they did an article. Actually, it was done by 5 people who they went and re-ranked how last year's playoffs would have been in high school football if we were under the Metro Suburban classifications. And they got Vanguard and Suburban 3 that they go all the way to the state playoffs, the semifinals. They lose in the semifinals. So, but when I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at all the same names, they're just playing each other now instead of beating up on other schools like the St. Thomas Aquinas now are playing, Jesuit and teams like that. The one thing that struck me is they're going to have a problem. And the problem is going to be you got Metro figured out. You got Suburban figured out, I think, in a good way. But now that leaves the rural classification. And the rural classification every year is just going to be Union County versus Hawthorne. Everybody else is playing for third place.
You'll get a Pahokee in there or something. Oh, no, Pahokee's in the Suburban now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
But
I have to look at that county. Yeah.
But, I mean, even Baker County's in the Suburban, so, Bradford County's in the Suburban. So, you got Union and Hawthorne, and then the rest of the 1As or the 1Rs.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, how's that fair to the rural kids that they know they're playing for third place because Hawthorne and Union County are there? Especially if Price moves from Denellen to Union County, and then T.I. is going to stay at Hawthorne until he decides to leave. I mean, that's an unfair classification for the rurals. We got to redo the whole system, Galen. Got to redo the whole system.
Sure. It'll be interesting.
That's what George Tomlin said. George Tomlin said it wasn't going to work. Wasn't going to work. He right there. The rurals, it's not fair. Not fair.
It'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting.
I saw, though, a lot of what I liked was I saw a lot of the football back the way it was before it when I was in high school. The Jacksonville schools played each other, and they were all in the same classification. Like the Gateway Conference was Andrew Jackson High School, Paxton High School, William M. Rames, Ribault, Fletcher, Sandalwood, Terry Parker. What other schools in there? There's one, Ed White, and then Tallahassee Leon and Lake City Columbia. That was the Gateway Conference, 10 teams. And so that was, and by the way, back then the state championship came through that conference. You had to beat a Jacksonville school if you were going to win the state championship. But it put Jacksonville teams against Jacksonville teams, Tampa teams against Tampa teams, Miami-Dade teams against Miami-Dade. And you didn't see those other teams. You didn't see the Tampa guys. You didn't see the Orlando guys. The first time we knew about Orlando was we played Orlando Boone, and when I was in the 10th grade in the playoffs, that was the first time we played an Orlando team because we had made it to the state playoffs, and the Orlando contingent was Orlando Boone. We didn't know anything about Orlando at all until the playoffs. And I like that because the metro areas have enough talent. They don't have to, send a Jacksonville team down to Orlando to play in a district there. It made no sense to me how they had done it, but it looks like now with this retooling, it's back to almost the way it was when I played high school football.
Maybe. We'll see how it ends up and what the A classifications are and how that changes. But again, I like it. There's very few people that do. So it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. But until you actually get 1 or 2 seasons under the belt, then we'll know if it's working.
By the way, something else you like, Brent crude up $1.18 as the market's open.
Oh, no, it's going to go up.
Yeah, it's going to
go.
Up $1.18 just this morning.
I haven't even looked. I'll look at it at noon and see where we're at.
So the turnstile is moving in the NFL, and I'm not talking about players. It was announced that Monday Night Football, which has been fledgling as of recently, it was easy to me, in my opinion. It was easily the worst matchup of football. Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. Monday night had become the worst matchup every week to me. But now that's probably going to change as ESPN went and spent a lot of money to bring in Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, steal them away from Fox, bring them into Monday Night Football. Now it's been announced that Al Michaels has an offer that is Joe Buck-type money to move to Amazon to broadcast football. When did Amazon become a player in broadcast football?
Well, they've been doing the Thursday nights, right, for a while. And by the way, Al Michaels is in his 80s.
Yeah.
So good for Al Michaels. I think he's probably top 5 of all time. You know how far up in the top 5? I'd really have to think about it. He's not Brent Musburger. Brent Musburger's my number 1. But he's ahead of Bob Costas.
Yeah.
So, because, do you believe in miracles?
I don't think he's ahead of Keith Jackson, though.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No.
For me. And every list is different. But
right.
Anyway. So, yeah, I mean, if Amazon can get them, and the thing is TV executives and these TV head honchos believe that the broadcaster matters. They believe that depending on the broadcaster, people watch the games. But I think that's completely utter nonsense.
Doesn't moves like this going to Amazon and to Peacock and stuff? Doesn't that make it where eventually? I mean, is this a move where the ultimate end result is there will be no free football on TV anymore?
Well, besides free, I mean, your cable's not free.
No, but you can put it. But you can. Yes, you are. You can put an antenna on your house right now and get NBC, Fox, and CBS.
Good luck.
You can.
Good luck.
You can. You put one of those 45-foot antennas up that you pay at the flea market $250 for. That the guy says, "Well, I'll even cut you a break and give it to you for $175." You can get in the Orlando stations that are CBS, NBC, and Fox, and that's football. You can watch football on those 3 stations.
Until it rains.
No, not a satellite dish, an antenna. The old-timey antennas.
Yeah. Sure. Well,
yeah.
Good luck with that. You go back to the past.
But I'm saying it is free television, and you can watch football there.
Well, I get that. But nobody wants to watch that game of the week. Thursday night has never been on free TV. Thursday night football has never, ever been on free TV.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is a move towards all football. I think going to private, where you have to pay for.
We've talked about that forever. Most people watch the Red Zone anyway, or buy the NFL package in some way. So yeah, I think so.
I mean, remember everything that's gone to pay-per-view has went to its demise. Boxing went from free TV to pay-per-view. Demise.
Okay,
it's not near the sport it was in the 80s. Not near the sport it was in the 70s and the 80s.
Okay.
Not near.
Okay.
And it was in the 70s and 80s, except for Muhammad Ali's fights. I mean, he did those on closed circuit. But you could watch every big Ray Boom Boom Mancini when he killed Duck Koo Kim, that was a world championship fight. That was on a Saturday afternoon on CBS Sports. But once it went to pay-per-view, it hurt the sport. It did. It hurt the sport. Viewership went down.
Wrong, but go ahead.
You're telling me viewership didn't go down when they went to pay-per-view?
No. I mean, we haven't had a heavyweight. And you got to remember, every sport, if you're going to take that logic, has gone down. Because
not the NFL.
No more game of the week.
The NFL's ratings have gone up.
All right.
So
it's baseball.
Well, baseball went to regional. I can't. Baseball went to regional sports instead of national sports. That's a whole different topic of conversation.
Okay.
But I've wasted as much time as I can. Yesterday it was announced that former MVP and quarterback of my favorite Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan, was finally traded from the Falcons. And I understand. I think what they got for him in the state he's in. I've seen a lot of people on Facebook and Twitter and everything going, how could they trade a former MVP for a third-round draft pick? I think that if they'd offered you a third-rounder or a low second round was best you were going to get, but third round was probably legitimately what you were going to get. So I think a third round's good for Matt Ryan. But my problem is they've signaled they're going to blow this whole team up by bringing in Marcus Mariota.
Well, they have to do something.
Well, they don't have Calvin Ridley for a year. He's gone. So a lot of people are saying Matt Ryan was worth more than a third-round draft pick. I don't see that, and I'm a Falcons fan.
Sure.
I mean, he's a guy on the downside of his career. He is what you call now, going into his 17th or 18th season, he is firmly in the camp of compiler now. Is that fair to say?
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt.
I mean, he's nothing else but a compiler now. I mean, he's functional. He's usable. He's like Phillip Rivers was for the 1 year Indianapolis had him. He'll probably get him to the playoffs, but he won't get him very far in the playoffs.
Sure. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's kind of remarkable. And to me, the more remarkable side is Indianapolis, who just keeps trying to get a quarterback.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan.
Yeah. They're just throwing everything against the wall to see if it sticks, and nothing is stuck. So.
Well, and now Atlanta, this sets Atlanta up perfectly to, wait for it, something the NFL don't want to talk about, tanking.
Yeah.
But who's coming out this year?
I don't know.
I know. This is the first year in college football that there's not a solid, we know who the number one draft pick's going to be, or we think we know who the number one draft pick's going to be. It hadn't happened in a while that there's no front runner coming, leading into the season with 5 spring practice going, and there's no front runner for the NFL, the star of the NFL. I mean, for quarterback, that's usually unheard of. There's one guy or two guys usually by spring practice that everybody knows is going to be the quarterback of the year coming in and, Heisman hype and everything. And we don't have anything like that this year. That could not bode well for it. That could be a problem for the Falcons if they want to tank. What are they going to do? Tank and get a center?
Yeah.
Well, they're the Falcons. They may do that. I mean, look, realistically, that may happen. I'm going to be honest with you. But
they may need it.
They may. But now, is everybody coming back for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers now that Tommy's coming back? Is Ndamukong Suh and everybody coming back?
Looks like it.
Man,
yeah, I read the article how he was talking about going to the Miami Dolphins. And I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, he's never going back to the Dolphins.
No. Well, he never.
Not Brady. I mean, Suh.
Oh, no, I was talking about Brady.
Oh, yeah, no.
There was rumored to be going to the Dolphins.
No. The Dolphins love Tua. They fired a coach over him.
It's true.
I mean, who is now suing them for doing so. So, all right. So we've come down to that time. You've been right about this oil thing, and, I've given you kudos for that and everything. So, now, something you're right about, but you wish you weren't right about, is that there is definitely a blood shortage. So tell us where we can go to help with that deficit.
Yeah, appreciate that. Again, right now we are in emergency need of all blood types. And you can come see us right on the boulevard, 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Check us out at lifesouth.org. Today we're going to be at the Walmart out in the Shores, so come see us there and just give the gift of life, donate blood.
Galen Unall from Life South. Talk to you tomorrow, pal.
All right. Bye, all.
We'll be right back with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin in the garden on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Putin claims President Biden's war criminal tag may have permanently ended U.S.-Russian relations. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby on Fox News Tuesday says Putin brought this on himself.
Russia is the aggressor here, and I think we have seen here at the Pentagon, we've certainly seen clear evidence that the Russian military is conducting war crimes. We think it's important for the investigative process to continue. We're going to contribute to that, but obviously relations with Russia are not at a premium, nor should they be.
The Biden administration on Monday imposed travel bans on Chinese officials whom it accuses of repressing Uyghur Muslims, as well as other ethnic and religious minorities. The State Department is barring the officials from traveling here because of their involvement in repressive acts. The department did not name the officials that would be banned. For more information, visit us online at usaradio.com. USA Radio News.
Hi, it's Rick. I'm at the Smith home. Where's Donnie?
Leaves and autumn bookings pile up for Rick's gutter cleaning service.
He's out? Come on.
He needs help before his bottom line gets clogged.
Okay, well, what about Cristiano? We still got 6 houses today.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You've heard us talk about the luxurious Giza Dream sheets from MyPillow. Well, now they're on sale, 60% off as low as $39.99. Lots of other overstock items and a free copy of Mike Lindell's book, What Are the Odds from Crack Addict to CEO, with any purchase, but you've got to use my promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, the Radio Listener Square, use my promo code USA or call 1-800-951-8175.
On the Southeast AgNet, I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. This is an important week for agriculture. Ag Day is celebrated today across the country. This is part of National Ag Week. Ag Day is about recognizing and celebrating the contribution of agriculture to our everyday lives. Of course, peanuts are heavily involved in that. The National Ag Day program encourages every American to understand how food and fiber products are produced. Also, to value the essential role of agriculture in maintaining a strong economy and appreciate the role agriculture plays in providing all Americans with a safe, abundant, and affordable food product. Agriculture provides almost everything we eat, we use, we wear, and even what we live in on a daily basis. But too few people, they said, understand the contribution of agriculture. This is particularly the case in our schools, where students may only be exposed to only a part of agriculture if they enroll in related vocational training. But Ag Day is important for recognizing the importance of agriculture. Southeast AgNet is very much involved with the tri-state area, producing peanuts, cotton, corn, a variety of various products, including vegetables and citrus and others. But overall, agriculture is a tremendous asset for Americans, and we celebrate that during Ag Day.
Shrimp, grouper, stone crab, oysters, clams. That's just a sample of the great seafood that Florida's Gulf Coast is famous for. Fresh, wholesome seafood caught by fishing families that for generations have taken great pride in their work. No gathering is complete without delicious Florida Gulf seafood fresh from the docks. Remember, when shopping or dining out, ask for fresh from Florida seafood. That helps our state's fishermen and our local economies.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be mostly sunny, breezy, and warm with a high of 84 to 86, then becoming clear and warm this evening. Low tonight 68 to 72. We'll have variable cloudiness Wednesday, high tomorrow 87 to 91. Then look for a couple of showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, high on Thursday 77 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through A Wealth Management